Good morning, everyone. It's Rose Coleman coming to you live from my craft room here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. It is Tuesday, August 13th, and I want to thank you all for your well wishes yesterday. And I apologize for having to miss my video yesterday. Whew, so you guys know last week we had that big hailstorm, right? Huge hailstorm. We came away with luckily no broken windows, but the whole west side of our house, the siding is damaged, and screens for our windows are damaged on that side of the house. And that's all we thought we came away with, right? What happened was a couple of days later, my husband turned on the air conditioner and it would not work. Couldn't get it to work. He went out and took a look. He walked around our yard and everything after the storm, and he didn't notice this, but the top part, there's this like square part of our air conditioner. He found that on the ground. So this little square thing, found it on the ground, wouldn't work. So phoned our furnace people that come every month or whatever and check on our furnace, or quarterly. Anyway, they came and looked at it, and they said that it would cost, basically, it's 16 years old. It would probably cost more to try and repair it once they figure out what's wrong with the internal parts of it. So we decided, okay, it's best to just go with a new one. It's 16 years old. We have no idea if insurance is going to cover a portion of it or whatever, but regardless, we can't live without our air conditioning, right? My husband is definitely, he loves his air conditioning. So that was what the first thing was, right? But then these people, our furnace people, also check our furnace and our hot water tank. And we've been in this house 18 years now, coming on 19. And everything, we built this house brand new, and everything dies at the same time, it seems. So they recommended that it's time for our furnace, which is over 18 years old. And we have 2 hot water tanks because we have a soaker tub. So the builder recommended 2 hot water tanks. So they said, you can probably get away with 1 hot water tank. So long story short, yesterday we had an air conditioner, a furnace, and a hot water tank put into our house, and they removed all the old ones. So all that cutting of metal and all that clanking and noise, that's why I didn't go live yesterday, because they arrived. I thought they weren't arriving till noon, but my husband made a mistake. He said they're coming at 12, but it was the 12th. Yesterday was the 12th. I thought they were coming at noon and I would have time to do my video. But anyway, long story short, they showed up at 8 while I was out on my walk. They turned off the water, of course. Yes. Yikes is right, Barbara. But you know what? It's okay, because we're not planning on going anywhere. So this house, now we've got new stuff again, right? It's just the way it is. And so they turned off the water. When I got back, I was like, I got no water. And Kev was like, no, they came at 8, not 12, Rose. So there we go. That was my day yesterday, but I did take advantage of it. I put my headphones in and I got some work done here in my office. So it wasn't a complete waste of a day anyway. So thank you for letting me share. The darn hail started everything. But the good news is we got all this done before we go home for a holiday on Saturday. It's a crazy week, you guys. But my goodness, our family room and the rest of the basement, like, we had to clear the way for them to come in the back door, go to the furnace room, and like, that's our storage room too, right? So we had to get everything out of there. My husband and I, we moved all these boxes and different things, and now it's all sitting in the middle of my family room and has to be packed away or given to Goodwill. It's a good chance to go through it all. But I did not plan that this week. This was not my plan, right? But you know what they say? Life is what happens when you're planning your life, right? It's just the way it goes. All right, so let's get started on the card I was supposed to do with you yesterday. Yeah, France said it is like a new place, because I mean, 2 months ago we got a new roof. Now we got a new furnace, new air conditioner, and hot water tank. I mean, I'm not even going to say those words. What else could go wrong? Because we all know home ownership is not a cheap thing, right? But anyway, I'm proud of my home and I love it here. So we're staying here. All right, let's get going. Oh, Maggie says, wish I was coming on your holiday for Newfoundland. Yes, your next trip. Oh my gosh, you definitely got to go. The Maritimes, it's in my heart. I love it there. I love going home. Oh, I still call it home. One of my viewers says, why do you say you're going home when you live in Calgary? And I have lived here for 26 years, is it? Coming up 26 years. So I've actually spent more time, now that I think about it, I've spent more time in Alberta in my lifetime than I have back there. That's like mind-blowing. But anyway, my heart is still always there. Let's get started. I got some new stuff to share with you. Now, you guys know I'm leaving on Saturday for my vacation. So the ordering code, the host code that you'll see when I flip the camera, this is going to end on Friday at midnight because I'm going to be prepping all week long. I'm going to over prep so that I have enough of these card kits to send out to you on Saturday before I jump on that plane. So if you want these card kits, yeah, Newfoundland is always home. Yes, yes. Our childhood place always be home. Absolutely, absolutely. That's where all the great memory, well, we've had great memories here in Alberta too, but my childhood memories are fantastic of living there. So if you want these card kits, back to the card kits, you have to order by midnight on Friday. Usually I cut off the ordering on Sunday at midnight, but I won't be here and I'll be gone for 2 weeks. So I don't want you to have to wait until I come back to get these card kits. So if you want them, the deadline to order is Friday at midnight. Okay, so what am I playing with? Well, I'm playing with Inspiring Snapdragons this week. Oh my gosh, beautiful bundle. Love this amazing bundle. So I'm so excited to feature this one. And I'm going to be showing you some new stuff along the way too. All right, hi Deb. Hello, hello. Your first live and excited. Love all your short videos. Well, thank you for saying that, Deb. I appreciate that. You know, I have some viewers that comment on those shorts and they're like, it's way too fast, I can't follow. And I always respond and say, go check out my morning Facebook Live where it's like, you know, real time, right? So it's a little confusing for people when they think that's it. That's how she shows us to do things, but that's not. I laugh because it's not how I show how to do things. I love to talk to you and to go real time, right? And hopefully it's not too fast for you. All right, let's flip the camera and get started. Here we go. Thanks everyone for being here. We're gonna flip the camera now and point you down at my work surface here. Let's get this straightened up a little bit. Whoa, sorry for the rocky start. Let's see. Hello from North Carolina. Missed you while I was out of town for a scrapbook retreat. I hope you had fun on your retreat. Speaking of scrapbook retreats, if you live in the Calgary area, and you're from Canada, you live, you know, close by, or even if you're not, I actually have a person flying in for my retreat, the weekend of the 18th to the 20th. Today's the 13th, and we have 2 days left to get in on the early bird bonus. I'm going to be giving a gift to those who attend the retreat and paid either the full price for the retreat, $220 Canadian, or $100 deposit. It's non-refundable to hold your spot because I have very limited seating at my retreat in October. So that's happening this week. Okay. Let's get started here. Okay, so we're playing with Inspiring Snapdragons. Woo! I love it. Okay, let me hold it back so you can see. It's a cling stamp, which means it's our red rubber. And let me open this up and show you. And we've got a die. Hi, Lynn. Good morning. Yes, I'm so glad that you're coming to the retreat too, Marie. I cannot wait to see you. This is the dies. Okay, it's a set of 11 dies. And we've got dies to cut out the stamped snapdragons. We've got the details here of the snapdragons. We've got butterflies and we've got stems. Oh my gosh, all the pretties. And we have some really amazing greetings. Such an inspiring stamp set, inspired by you. So sorry. Sometimes you just have to say so sorry. Someone got bad news. Wishing you strength. Like, I love this. I absolutely love this. So we're going to play with this one today, and I'm going to share a little bit of a technique with you on how we're going to ink up this stamp. And I want to share, before I get started on cutting cardstock and such, I'm going to share with you some paper. Oh my gosh, gorgeous designer series paper. Now this paper is called Season of Elegance. Okay, so when you first saw this stamp set, you saw a Christmas tree. Yeah, it could be a Christmas tree. Why not? I mean, your creativity, you know, it has no boundaries, right? You can do whatever you want with your stamps. You can make Christmas trees, absolutely. Okay, so let's take a look at this paper. You can see I've cut a little bit of this one off. It's Season of Elegance. Now, if you're not a demonstrator, well, I talk about it all the time, the benefits of being a demonstrator. You can order early, which is how I got these products, right? I got them whole month early. The mini catalog, which I can show you the cover, I just can't show you the inside pages yet on video, but that's coming. Let me show you the cover. If you want one of these, you have to let me know ASAP. I have some, and I'll be happy to pop one in the mail to you if you live across Canada. If you've never shopped with me, it is a $5 charge to get your catalog sent to you, but then you'll get that $5 back with the first order you place with me, okay? So this is what the mini catalog looks like, and this is called Season of Elegance. Look at the gold. It's a specialty paper. You can see that beautiful gold shine. This is one pattern. The background it features our new basic beige color. Then we have this one right here with cherry cobbler and the gold. And this pattern is, France says, can I get a catalog? Absolutely, France. You are already on my list as a current customer. Yep, I will send you one for sure. Oh, thank you, Marie, for posting that code for me and telling the page number. Thank you so much. So we have cherry cobbler here. And then the background is specialty with that gold. Then we have Mossy Meadow and Old Olive. And now this gold pattern has it going diagonally and then in the corners, and you can see that beautiful shine. And then the background is like, it looks like they painted this on, right? So we've got Mossy Meadow and Old Olive. You know what, guys? I love this paper because it's not just Christmas. This paper can be used year round, right? Look at this one again, featuring Mossy Meadow and Old Olive, and a different pattern yet again for that gold. And the background has Mossy Meadow and Old Olive in like a stripy wash kind of look. Then we have, I think this is Pretty Peacock. I didn't keep the background paper. Did I keep it? I think it's Pretty Peacock. It looks like Pretty Peacock. Let's flip it over. And Jenny, you are on my list, of course. Absolutely. Already got you guys covered. If you've shopped with me in the last 6 months, you're part of my club, those types of things, you already get the catalog. I will be sending it to you. Okay, gold pattern going across like this, and then the background. Check it out. I really love this pattern with the nice wash going down the left-hand side there. So pretty. And last but not least, we have another pattern here featuring that, basic beige, but I also see some crumb cake coming through here. And then there's the background of that one. Alrighty, so we're going to use that on our card today with Inspiring Snapdragons. We're actually going to use this piece right here. And I've already got a piece cut a little bit shorter. And we're going to use some new ribbon as well. You guys know I love Blackberry Bliss, right? Check out this Blackberry Bliss, this Blackberry Bliss ribbon. Now, let me tell you what it's called. It's called Blackberry Bliss and Gold textured ribbon. I don't know if the camera is doing it justice. I'll let it sit for a second. You can focus on it. Oh my goodness, look how beautiful that is. So that is a must-have. It's been a long time since we've had Blackberry Bliss ribbon. I love it. There's another thing I want to show you. Here are the gems I'm going to use today. Look at that. They are sparkling like lights. Now these are called Druzy adhesive backed elements, and they are bumpy. To touch them, they are bumpy like sand, I guess you would say. I don't know if the camera can show you, but they're not smooth. They're bumpy. Really, really sparkly, beautiful. They knocked it out of the park with this mini. Yep, I agree, Susan. So you can get these things right now in the month of August. If you're not a demonstrator, you can put these things in your starter kit. In Canada, you can choose $165 of whatever you want, and you're only going to pay $135 with no shipping, okay? And no tax in Alberta. It depends on where you live, which province, if you have tax. But no shipping or tax here in Alberta. $135, like unbelievable, but you get to pick $165 worth of product. I have one more new thing I'm going to show you today, and I'm in love with this. It is a new Stampin' Cut and Emboss folder. Oh my gosh. It is called Forever Plaid 3D, and it's a big one. It's one of those big ones, right? And it measures, let me measure, 6 by 8.5, and it's plaid. Oh, we can make plaid out of everything now, right? Everything can be plaid, and it's 3-dimensional. Oh my gosh. So I'm so excited about this plaid folder. Put this one in your starter kit. If you're a demonstrator, you probably already have ordered these things because you're probably just as excited as me. Okay, now let's get on to the card today. So yesterday was Monday. And of course, my favorite thing to do on Monday is to play with the Global Design Project Challenge. And the challenge this week is a sketch. Love sketch challenges. I do them every month at my team meeting with my team. We had that on Sunday. What a great time we had. I love seeing their cards. It is crazy how creative all those ladies are on my team. My heart just explodes when I get to see them on the Zoom call from all across Canada. Anyway, we play with a sketch every month, and this one is the sketch for this week for Global Design Project Challenge for August 12th, which was yesterday. GDP 458. Now this is the sketch, so I'm going to try and do my best to do my take on this sketch here. And we're going to bring in basic beige, 8.5 by 5.5, and we're going to use that as our card base. And let me grab my paper trimmer. We're going to score in the middle at 4.25. Okay, so I'm sharing my things with you guys. If you order with me before midnight on Friday, yes, I'm sending you the designer series paper, that Blackberry Bliss ribbon, the gems. You're going to get a little sampling of all of that this week because I'm sharing some new things with you. Okay, so there's my card kit. That's not my card kit, that's my card base. Then we're going to bring in another piece of the same basic beige, and this one's cut down. We're going to cut that down to 4 by 5.25. Okay, and we're going to pop that into this amazing plaid embossing folder. Now, when you use this folder, I'm not sure if I've told you this before, but there is a line here. So there's a Stampin' Up! Logo on the outside, and there's a line, and that line is specifically for us to line up our cardstock. And you don't want to have a crooked plaid, right? So you want to make sure your plaid is straight by taking your cardstock, lining it up flush with that line on the folder, and then gently close your folder so that you don't shimmy it. Okay, so there we go. We're closing the folder, and look how much extra room I have. Like, you could do a lot of pieces on here. So there we're going to do our plaid embossing. So let's bring in my machine. And it is a 3D folder. So that means we're going to need our gray plate. Okay, so whenever you see 3D, think dark gray plate, because that's what you need for 3D embossing. So then we're going to grab our platforms and plates. The platform number 1, we'll put our folder in. Remember the spine first. You don't want broken folders. If you put the open end in first, what happens is the pressure goes through and crack. It'll crack your spine. You don't want that. So put the spine in first, and then put your plate on, and then we're just gonna roll it through. Rolling. All right, so now let's take a look at that beautiful forever plaid. It's not just sometimes plaid, it's forever plaid. I laugh sometimes at the names, right? Forever plaid. All right, so let's take a look. Oh, look at that texture, you guys. Can you see that? I'll hold it to the side. It is 3-dimensional for sure. Beautiful, beautiful plaid. Okay, so now we're going to bring in that paper, that gorgeous paper, the Elegance, what is it called again? Season of Elegance. So I'm going to use this piece here with the gold. I mean, you could use the other side too if you want, but I want to feature some of the gold. So let's go ahead, and we've got, what do I have here? A 2-inch strip. I'm going to cut that down to be 4 inches. And no two pieces of DSP are the same because it's such a different, like this one's different from this one, but they still will work. They're featuring that beautiful paper. So we're going to put this at the bottom of our plaid here. Isn't it amazing, Maggie? I love it too. So amazing. Okay, So we're going to get our glue going now. So let's bring in my liquid glue and, oh, there we go. Put our glue on. And then we're going to bring in that Blackberry Bliss ribbon. I'm so excited about that ribbon. One of the first things I put in my cart for my pre-order was that ribbon. I love it so much. I was very excited when I saw that. All right, so let's get that secured. You want to use a little bit of extra glue because you're sticking your DSP onto an embossed piece. So let's grab 4 pieces of tear and tape, and I'm just going to get them ready here. We're going to put 2 at the back, right at that seam. So I'm going to put 2, so 1 here on the side, and then 1 on the other side. Burnish with your finger, and then take your pick tool and lift up that wax paper covering. Maybe. There we go. And there we go. Okay, so now the ribbon. Oh, I'm going to share my ribbon with you guys too, you guys. I love this ribbon. Okay, so we're just going to take a piece and we're just going to anchor it at the back, and we're going to come across. Look how beautiful that is with that gold paper. And we're going to just secure it at the back, and then we can snip. So you don't need a very big piece of ribbon. You don't need to cover the back of your card because it's going to be hidden, right? And then the reason I like using the tear and tape to attach the ribbon is because if you didn't get it quite straight, you can lift it up and straighten it up. And those lines on the embossing folder help with that. Okay, so there's the front. Now we're going to bring in our glue. Oh, sorry, got to put these 2 pieces over top. Our little tear and tape sandwich that Christine taught us. I love it. I'm just going to leave those like that. They're going to do double duty and hold that in place. And then we can bring back our take your pick tool and lift off that adhesive. Now you could leave it on if you wanted to, but I might as well make it work from both sides. It's going to hold down my ribbon, and it's going to help anchor this to the front of my card. Just bringing in my liquid glue and finishing off the glue here. And again, I'm using lots of glue because it's embossed, right? Okay, so then it's going to go right on to our basic beige card base. It's kind of monochromatic. I just decided I really wanted to feature the basic beige. Are you guys liking this color? I'm loving this color, and I hear from many of you that you're using it as a stamping base, like you're using it like vanilla and white. So amazing. Okay, so here's the card front. All right, and now we're going to bring in, let's just set this aside now. Let's bring in the Inspiring Snapdragons. Oh my goodness. So I really feel like our very vanilla cardstock is very flattering. Let me compare. So here's very vanilla with basic beige, and here I have a piece of white. So I think I really like the very vanilla, but you could use white if you wanted to. So I'm going to stamp on very vanilla, and I'm going to bring in my stamp set. Sorry, I've just moved it again. And we're going to stamp the big, tall Snapdragon. Okay, so I'm just going to grab that one. We're going to get it onto a block. All right, so getting that onto a block. Now I'm using Block H. I love Block H. This is a great one. And it's perfect for Inspiring Snapdragons because it's nice and tall, but yet slim enough that I'm not going to get all this extra ink all over my block when I ink it up. So we're going to use 2 colors that I think complement each other. We're going to use Moody Mauve, and we're going to use Blackberry Bliss. So let's ink up the stamp with Moody Mauve, and it's a big stamp, so I'm going to ink it up. I need another color too, and I think I forgot. Okay, here we go. We're also going to use Old Olive for the stem at the bottom of the tree. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to use Moody Mauve and ink up the entire thing. Okay. And then I'm going to, this is why I do it from the top. I can see exactly where I get my ink, and I'm missing some ink on the middle there. So I can come in here and make sure that it's good. Now I want a light version of Moody Mauve. So I'm just going to grab some scrap paper, and I'm just going to stamp off right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in Blackberry Bliss and my sponge dauber, and I'm going to go around and I'm going to add a little bit of Blackberry Bliss to the edges, because Snapdragons are not usually, well, you can get them all one uniform color, but they do kind of come in like, you know, two tones. I mean, it's genetic engineering. We got lots and lots of different ways to make plants look different, right? So I'm just adding a little bit of Blackberry Bliss to the edges of the petals. And then I'm going to grab a baby wipe, and I'm going to take the ink off of the bottom for these little stems down here for the leaves. So I'm just wiping that off with this baby wipe. And then I'm going to bring in my old olive. And do I have an old olive? Yes, I think this is old olive. Let me just check on my scrap paper. Yes. Okay, I need a label on this dauber. Okay, so then I'm just going to daub a little bit of old olive here at the bottom. Now, I've been taking my time doing this and I'm talking. So our water-based ink, our classic ink is water-based. So what you can do now is take your breath and just your hot air from your breath and just reintroduce that moisture back in case you're worried about something drying up. And there we have it. Oh my goodness. Let me hold this up close. This, I love this. So you see the two-tone with the Moody Mauve and then the Blackberry Bliss, and then we've got our old olive. Like, such an easy way to ink up your stamps, don't you think? All right, now the fun part. Let's get the dies. So we've got our long die, our tall die here. That's going to cut that one out. And then I thought, well, that'll be pretty by itself, but what about these awesome detailed dies? Let's take one of those and let's grab a piece of scrap Blackberry Bliss. Let me see if I've got some here. And we're going to cut one of those out. So we're going to cut both of these out. And got to grab my, okay, let's move my ink pads away for a second here so I can make some room. And we'll grab my machine. And we're going to get all of this cut. Okay. It's all about making space on your desk, right? Thank you guys for your comments. I appreciate you all. Okay. Let's grab my machine. All right. So we need platform number 1. We're die cutting. So we need plate number 2. And we need a plate number 3 on the bottom. All right, and then we're going to grab those Snapdragons and put them on here. And if you don't want them to move, then you can anchor them down. You can use washi, you can use painter's tape. I like to use Post-it tape. It's very easy to use and it comes off super easy. So we'll put that one on there. And then we'll do this one as well. And when it's blade up like that and you're not lining things, when it's, a die like that and you're not lining anything up, I like to put it blade up and then put my cardstock on top. So that's what I'm going to do. Alrighty, now, where's my top plate? Top plate, here we go. Just like a sandwich, you need a bottom piece of bread and a top piece, so we're going to run it through. Hello, Ethel King from New Jersey. Hello, everybody that's just joining. So lovely to have you here. Now, that Snapdragon die is a little bit detailed, so I'm going to go forward and I'm going to go back to make sure it cuts out all the details. All right, let's do a little swipey swipe on my desk, okay? And let's take a look at what we got. See, I went forward and back, and look, everything fell out. So this is the look of that Snapdragon die. We've got some open pieces and some solid pieces, and there we have it. All right, let's get rid of my scraps here and take a look. So you can actually layer these on top if you wanted to. You could do something like that, right? So someone mentioned at the beginning about a Christmas tree. You could totally do a Christmas tree, right? A tall, slim Christmas tree, a pencil tree, they call them. That would be fun, actually. But what I'm going to do is, pardon me, I don't really want to cover up my Snapdragon and how I did the coloring. I'm going to keep this as it is. So I'm going to keep both of them, And what we're going to do is we're going to flip them over and we're going to put hot glue, where'd that come from? Liquid glue on this one, and we're going to put some dimensionals on this one. So let's go ahead and get that done. Put all our dimensionals on, and we'll put this one here, and the very top of the tree, I'll bring in my mini dimensionals, put one like that. Alrighty, so there's that, and then we'll add our liquid glue to this one, and I love that it has these thicker solid parts to the tree, because there you can put your glue, right? So easy peasy. I mean, if you wanted to, you could run this through with your adhesive sheets if you're a big fan of those sheets. I'm usually too busy to be bothered, and I know my liquid glue works just as good, so I just use liquid glue. All right, so let's peel off the backing. But no, seriously, adhesive sheets are really good for a lot of things. We have some new word dies coming out that are small. They'll be fantastic to use with the adhesive sheets. But whenever there's a way for me to use liquid glue on a die, I love to do it. Okay, so now we're going to do this. We're going to bring in our card base, and we're going to pick up that tree, and we're going to put this one to the left, right over that ribbon. Tap it down and let that glue stick. And then this tree, we're just gonna like put it right up next to its silhouette, like so. Right, there we go. So then we get the beauty of both trees, right? We get the outline, and we also get this one that we colored with that fun technique. And now that everything's anchored down, I'm gonna bring in some more of that ribbon. So you're gonna get another strip. And let's see, let's measure. Let's try, does 3 inches work? Yeah, about 3 to 4 inches. And we're gonna slip that under the ribbon just like that, okay? It's not glued anywhere in the front. I only glued it at the back. So now we can make what's called a faux bow. And we're just gonna tie this ribbon in a knot and pull gently. You don't wanna pull everything apart, but you wanna gently pull. And then you can maneuver the ribbon so that you get a nice soft knot in the front here, like that. There we go. And then when you're happy with it, you can take your scissors and you can trim the ends of your ribbon. So we're pulling in that beautiful gold from the ribbon and the paper. So I love it. I just absolutely love it. Okay, so now we need a greeting. So the greeting, we're gonna stamp on a piece. I'm just measuring of 3/4 inch strip of very vanilla. 3/4 inch strip. Let me see, I think I've got some here. And let's see, is it wide enough? No, I need a bigger piece. 3/4 inches will be the top, how high it is. Let me grab, I'm just grabbing my blue scrap bin. These are my bins that I have. This was from a long time ago. Stampin' Up! Not gave us, but we could purchase these bins, and they had a stamp set and a whole bunch of stuff in them, and I just upcycled them, I guess, and used them for my scraps. I have one for vanilla and I have one for basic white. So the width is going to be 3 3/4. Okay, so you're going to get all of this in your kit, right? So you're going to get your scraps so you can do your stamping. You will need the bundle, of course, right? You always need the bundle. And you're going to need your own stamps and your own ink, okay? So 3 3/4 by 3/4 of an inch. All right, so this is the strip that I'm going to do a little greeting on, okay? So we're going to bring in that Blackberry Bliss ink, my favorite. I love it. And we're going to bring in our stamps, and we're going to stamp this stamp that says Inspired by You. So I'm inspired by the Global Design Project Challenge and their awesome challenge for us this week with sketch. Now I'm looking for a block. I'll probably have to dismount my Snapdragon. I have a lot of stuff on my desk. I've been designing. Yesterday I spent the whole entire day here in my room designing. So I've got stuff still on blocks. So let's clean up this one, and then I can free up this block. All right, so let's put that away, and we're gonna stamp this one. So Inspired by You, tap, tap, tap on the Blackberry Bliss, And then we're just going to hover over and stamp straight down. There we go. And then to create a little bit of a banner, I'm just going to keep it really easy and bring in my scissors and do a little angle cut, a freehand angle cut here, going like so. Snip. So easy. All right, and then that's going to sit up here at the top with dimensionals. Okay. If you want it to be shorter, you can snip it shorter. You can grab your scissors, you can pop it into your trimmer. I'm going to trim mine just a tad bit shorter like that. And then I'm going to add 3 dimensionals to this strip. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. And we'll peel those off. And this is going to go right at the top of the card like this. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to go right up against the edge of my first layer here. And right straight, try and keep it straight. There we go. Inspired by you. Oh, I love it. Okay, one last thing. We're going to bring in the Druzy adhesive back embellishments. We're going to put a big one. I'm just going to pick these out with my fingers because they're so big. And well, they're not too big, but you know what I mean? You can actually use take your pick tool, or you can use your fingers. And then we'll put another one down here on the gold. Wow. What do you guys think? Do you like these new products? Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so for the inside of this card, we're going to bring in some Very Vanilla. Okay, so that's going to be my inside piece. And we're going to stamp on the inside. You can do, oh boy, we've got lots to choose from. How about we grab a smaller one? A smaller Snapdragon. And you inspired by you. I'm not going to say so sorry or wishing you strength because we're complimenting the person, right? I'm going to leave this blank. And then, you know, it should be blank because maybe then you would want to explain why you're inspired by a person, right? So let's just ink up this, and I'm going to go ahead and ink it up with Blackberry Bliss. And instead of, you don't even need to do the technique. You can just either stamp straight on. Let's do that. Let's try direct. There we go. And then again, right next to it with second generation. So you get a different shade. Look at that. So that's direct ink on the right. On the left is stamped off. And I do want to say that the stamp set, if you look closely at my stamp here, you can see different shades within the stamp, right? So if you look at the stamp set, you can see this on the case. So right here, this little petal here, you see how there's like a dark middle and then we've got lighter on the edges? That is the way it's supposed to be. And this one over here, we've got dark. Sorry, I got light glaring there. Dark and light, dark, light. That's the way Stampin' Up! Designed it, and they can do that. The red rubber, they have that technology to be able to cut and etch the rubber that way. Okay, so this is pure Stampin' Up! Technology. The way they can cut and get these stamps to look like that is just fantastic. So there we go, my friends. We're going to put this on the inside like that. And this card is ready to go. All right, so let's just get the glue flowing here again. And there we have it. Our first card of the week using Inspiring Snapdragons. And you know what? The Blackberry Bliss and Gold are absolutely fantastic together. I totally agree, Tim. Yep, or Jean. Tim and Jean. Alrighty. Okay, so thank you all. Let me just flip you back around. Sorry for the back and forth. Thank you all for being here with me today, for coming back and joining me. Global Design Project Challenge. Go ahead and make your card. Do something with the sketch. Thanks, Rebecca. Thank you, Donna. This is the sketch. You've got like a little rectangle up here, something different at the bottom, and then a basic card size. So it's an easy sketch to follow, and you can use whatever it is you have at home, right, to follow along. And if you're on social media, well, you are here on Facebook, post it and tag the Global Design Project Challenge so they can see all of the design team members and myself can see what you did with the challenge this week. It's always fun to see what everyone else does. All right, take care. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. I'll see you again tomorrow for my card number 2 using the Inspiring Snapdragons. Take care, everyone, and happy stamping. Bye-bye.